So yes, the last topic which we were discussing was a reaction with ammonia derivatives. Okay, so today we shall move forward with another set of reactions, very important of course. So oxidation reactions, okay, oxidation of aldehydes and ketones, oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. Okay, now let us consider an aldehyde. Let us consider an aldehyde. Okay, so yes, we have been doing this since quite a long time. Just tell me someone, please let me know. Oxidation of aldehydes will give you what? Oxidation of aldehydes will produce what? Aldehydes upon oxidation will produce what? What is the product of oxidation of aldehydes? We know aldehydes upon oxidation gives us a carboxylic acid, RCOOH group. Okay, we know this. Now just have a look at this particular reaction. So oxidation, it involves the cleavage of a CH bond. CH bond is being cleaved and one oxygen is inserted between carbon and hydrogen. So there is a cleavage of CH bond. There is a cleavage of a CH bond. Okay. And oxidation of ketones, what does it give? Oxidation of ketones, what does it give? Oxidation of ketones, it gives us a mixture of acids. It gives us a mixture of acids. So oxidation of aldehyde, it involves the breaking of a weak CH bond. CH bond can be easily broken. Whereas oxidation of a ketone, okay, oxidation of a ketone, it involves the cleavage of a very strong carbon-carbon bond. Oxidation of ketone, it involves the cleavage of a strong carbon-carbon bond. So which bond is easy to break? Yes, CH bond can be easily broken, whereas it is very difficult to break a strong carbon-carbon bond. So we say that aldehydes, they undergo oxidation easily while ketones are oxidized with difficulty. Okay, so aldehydes, they easily undergo oxidation and they easily undergo oxidation reaction. A reason, because oxidation of aldehydes, it involves the cleavage of a weak CH bond, whereas oxidation of ketone, it involves the cleavage of a strong carbon-carbon bond, so it does not undergo oxidation easily. Okay, fine. So yes, oxidation, the various oxidizing agents can be used. So number one is here acidified potassium dichromate. So first of all, let us discuss the oxidation of aldehydes. Okay, so we have been doing this since a long time. Suppose we have an aldehyde, acetaldehyde. Okay, so if I oxidize this with acidified potassium dichromate oblique H positive, yes, what is the product? Yeah, aldehyde group, CHO group will get oxidized to here COOH group. So we get acetaldehyde will get oxidized to acetic acid. Acetaldehyde to acetic acid. Fine. So this is it. So whether it be an aliphatic aldehyde or an aromatic aldehyde, if for example benzaldehyde, CHO. Okay, so again this is an oxidation with acidified potassium dichromate. So CHO group, we know, as we know, it gets oxidized to a C double bond O OH group. So benzaldehyde to benzoic acid, benzaldehyde to benzoic acid. Okay, so this is one of the oxidizing agents which are used, acidified potassium dichromate. Okay. Now, apart from this acidified potassium dichromate, we know this is a strong oxidizing agent. Apart from this, we can use other oxidizing agent as well. Okay. So now, what are the other oxidizing agent? Yes, very important one here. Tollens reagent. So I think you have heard of this Tollens reagent. Eh? So what is Tollens reagent? It is ammonical solution of, it is an alkaline solution of silver nitrate solution. Eh? It's an alkaline solution of silver nitrate solution. So its formula is usually written as, what is the formula? Say AgNH3 whole 2 OH. So this is the formula of your Tollens reagent. Okay, diamine silver hydroxide, AgNH3 whole 2 OH. And remember these Tollens reagent, okay, it is an example of again a mild oxidizing agent. Eh? Mild oxidizing agent. Okay, it's a mild oxidizing agent. So ammonical silver nitrate solution. Okay, it's a Tollens reagent. So formula is AgNH3 whole 2 OH. Now, why is this reagent so important is, now if we use this reagent, RC double bond OH, so aldehydes on reaction with Tollens reagent AgNH3 whole 2 OH. So aldehydes on reaction with Tollens reagent, okay, it will get oxidized to what? Carboxylic acid. Now, in the process, silver mirror PPT is deposited at the wall of the test tube. If you carry out this reaction in a test tube may, if you place an aldehyde and if you add Tollens reagent, what will happen? Okay, at the sides of the test tube, your silver mirror will be deposited. That is why this test is also known as a silver mirror test. It's also known as a silver mirror test. So aldehydes on reaction with Tollens reagent क्या होगा? A silver mirror PPT is deposited at the sides of the test tube, and in the process aldehydes will get oxidized to carboxylic acids. Got it? So a mild oxidizing agent है. So that is why aldehydes are easily oxidized. But if we carry out the same reaction with ketones, if we carry out the same reaction with ketones like this. So if I treat a ketone with a Tollens reagent, if I treat a ketone with a Tollens reagent, so ketones are oxidized only with difficulty, so we do not get any reaction out here, no reaction. So aldehydes, it responds to Tollens test, it gives a positive Tollens test. We say aldehydes, they respond to Tollens test. Okay, क्या होता है Tollens test में? A silver mirror PPT is formed, whereas ketones, they do not respond to this silver mirror test or Tollens test. So now, what is the use of these reactions? Very important. This particular reaction can be used. This particular reaction can be used to distinguish between your aldehydes and ketones. It can be used to distinguish between your aldehydes and ketones. Okay, for example, if you are asked to distinguish between, say, propanol and propanone, distinguish between propanol and propanone. Any aldehydes and ketones. So al means aldehyde, propanol means it's an aldehyde containing 3 carbon atom. Fine. Propanone, on means we have a ketone containing 3 carbon atom. So what is one of the tests to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones? Yes, Tollens test. So क्या होगा during this reaction? If I treat this with Tollens reagent, say AgNH3 whole 2 OH. So what is the product out here? We know aldehydes, they undergo oxidation. They are oxidized to carboxylic acids like this. Aldehydes to carboxylic acid. And in the process, a silver mirror is deposited on the walls of the test tube. Silver mirror is deposited. क्या होगा ketones के साथ? What will you write down? Just tell me. Second reaction, acetone plus Tollens reagent. Will it give any reaction? No.
No reaction.
There will be no reaction. There will be no reaction. So there's a very convenient method to distinguish between your aldehydes and your ketones. So not only aliphatic aldehydes, but aromatic aldehydes as well. But aromatic aldehydes as well. Okay. So very, very, very important test is known as your tolerance test. So tolerance reagent. So if you forget the formula of tolerance reagent, well and good. Okay. क्या करोगे? If you forget the formula, if you remember the formula, very good, very nice. You should remember. लेकिन एग्जाम में होता है कहीं ना कभी मतलब you tend to forget it. चलो भूल गए. So what are you going to write? Just write on tolerance reagent out. लेकिन silver PPT, you have to show that silver is deposited like this. Right? Ketones, no reaction. Okay, ketones, no reaction. Okay. Now, the next reaction is with a failing solution. Failing solution. Next is with a failing solution. FEHLING, failing solution. Okay, so failing solution में देखो, actually it is a complex compound. Okay, so but we write failing solution का formula, copper ion is present in an alkaline medium. We simplify the formula. So actually it is a complex salt of sodium potassium tartarate. Sodium potassium salt of sodium potassium tartarate. मतलब tartaric acid का salt है. But we don't need the complex formula. Okay, so failing solution में we have a cupric ion, Cu dipositive ion in alkaline medium. Bas. So here also similar to your tolerance test, similar to your tolerance test. Okay, so I'm just rubbing this product. So how will you remember the failing solution formula? Cu dipositive oblique OH negative. Okay. So यहाँ पर क्या होगा? I'll just write down the formula. Cu dipositive oblique OH negative. So what do we get out here? We get a red PPT of cuprous oxide. We get a red PPT. So tolerance test में क्या मिल रहा था? Silver mirror PPT. But here we get a red PPT, and the red PPT is due to the formation of cuprous oxide. Now here also similarly, ketones do not respond to this test. Ketones do not respond to this test. Again, this reaction, again, it can be used to distinguish between your aldehydes and ketones. So it can also be used to distinguish between your aldehydes and ketones. Okay, fine. But here, one thing you note it down. A failing solution, one thing you note it down. Okay, so ketones do not respond to tolerance test. Ketones do not respond to failing solution test. Tolerance test में silver mirror PPT. Okay. And failing solution में yeah, red PPT. But here you should note down one thing out here. Please note down one thing. Here, aromatic aldehydes. Aromatic aldehydes such as your benzaldehyde. Aromatic aldehydes such as your benzaldehyde. Okay, do not respond to this test. Do not respond to this test. Aromatic aldehydes such as benzaldehyde do not respond to this test. So we have benzaldehyde, but देखो tolerance test is given both by aliphatic as well as aromatic aldehydes. Fine. So if I treat this with tolerance reagent, yes, it will get oxidized to carboxylic acid, and you'll get a silver mirror PPT. Bas. Okay, TR means tolerance reagent. But aromatic aldehyde, if I treat this with failing solution, this. So, no reaction. So, failing solution, yaad kar lena, aromatic aldehyde does not respond. Only aliphatic aldehydes will respond. Okay, so these reactions, yes, very important. It can be used to distinguish between a pair of aldehydes and ketones. And this type of question usually comes in. How do you distinguish between the following pair of compounds? Okay. So whenever you are asked to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones, yes, you can give either of this test. Either Fleming's test or your what? Tollens test. Either Fleming's test or your Tollens test. Got it? Is it understood? So mark these reactions as really important. Mark these reactions are really important. Okay. So again today I shall do another very important set of reactions. ये हुआ तुम्हारा oxidation reaction. Okay. So these are some oxidation reactions. Right? Now what about your oxidation of ketones? So I told you ketones are not easily oxidized. Ketones are not easily oxidized, but however they undergo oxidation under vigorous conditioning. Okay, under vigorous condition. Say we have a ketone like this. Okay, and so ketones are oxidized under vigorous conditions in presence of strong oxidizing agent. Right? In presence of strong oxidizing agent. Okay. Say oxidizing agents normally use again acidified potassium dichromate, or we use PONC HNO3A. Now see, listen very carefully. If the ketone is symmetrical like this, if the ketone is symmetrical, no issues. One of the C bond gets broken out. कोई भी carbon bond break होगा. And what do you get? You get a mixture of carboxylic acid. You get a carboxylic acid containing 2 carbon atom. That means you will getting acetic acid. Plus you'll get a carboxylic acid containing 1 carbon atom. कौन सा acid है containing 1 carbon atom? Propanoic acid. But you'll get this. Okay, so if the ketone is symmetrical, it's no issues, right? But if the ketone is unsymmetrical, then the cleavage is followed. We have to follow a rule known as a Pophov's rule. It states that in case of unsymmetrical ketone, the carbonyl group, okay, the carbonyl group, so you can just write it down, it's easy to understand. So the carbonyl group goes away with a smaller alkyl group. So what does this mean? Okay, so this, so which is the smaller alkyl group? We have an ethyl containing 2, we have a methyl containing 1. So in case of unsymmetrical ketones, the carbonyl group, okay, it goes away with the smaller alkyl. मतलब CO goes away with this CH3 and its bond cleavage यहाँ पर होगा. The CO goes away with the smaller alkyl group. The other 2 alkyl groups were same nature, cleavage यहाँ पर होने से we get the same product. But in case of your unsymmetrical ketone, we have to follow this rule known as a Pophov's rule. What does it state? In case of unsymmetrical ketone, the smaller alkyl group goes away with the carbonyl group. So we get an acid containing 2 carbon atom. This fragment, we get an acid containing 2 carbon atom. That means we get 2 moles of acetic acid. We get 2 moles of acetic acid like this. So this is what is commonly known as a Pophov's rule. This is commonly known as a Pophov's rule. Okay. So Pophov's rule, when do you apply? For ketones. Okay. And under what condition ketones undergo oxidation? Under drastic conditions, when it is oxidized with strong oxidizing agent. When it is oxidized with a very strong oxidizing agent. Okay, fine. Now see. So I've just skipped this topic from the first chapter. Haloform reaction. I'll be doing it out here. Haloform reaction. haloform reaction. So what is a haloform reaction? What type of compounds responds to a haloform reaction? What is the importance of this haloform reaction? We shall all discuss it today. Okay. So a haloform reaction, so compounds containing a keto methyl. Keto means C double bond O CH3. Compounds containing a keto methyl group or a CHOH CH3 group reacts with what? Halogen and NaOH to form this class of compounds as CHX3. Okay. Now, if the halogen used is iodine, with iodine and NaOH, a yellow PPT of, so if the X is iodine, so we get CHI3 is formed. Okay, and the reaction is called here iodoform reaction. The reaction is called iodoform reaction. Copy this. So compounds containing a what type of grouping? Keto methyl group. Compounds containing a keto methyl group or a group containing the say CHOH CH3. It reacts with halogen and NaOH. So it might be chlorine NaOH, it might be bromine NaOH, it might be iodine and NaOH to form this class of compounds, and this class of compounds are known as your haloform. If the halogen is chlorine, CHCl3 chloroform. If the halogen is bromine, CHBr3 bromoform. If the halogen is iodine, CHI3, it's known as a iodoform. Now, if the halogen used particularly is iodine, if we use iodine and NaOH, then a yellow PPT of iodoform is formed, and the reaction is then known as your iodoform reaction. Okay. So now let us see. So again, this type of reaction will come in your distinguishing test. For example, say acetaldehyde, iodine, NaOH. So does it contain the keto methyl group? Yes or no? Do you see a keto methyl group in acetaldehyde? Yes, COCH3 group is present. देखो ना, a keto methyl group is present. A keto methyl group is present. So I'll just write down the general reaction first. Okay, it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, so I'm just rubbing this. I'm just rubbing this. So now we know what kind of compounds respond to this iodoform reaction. Suppose we have this a compound which contains a keto methyl group like this. Yes, we have a keto methyl group, and this responds to a haloform reaction. So on reaction with iodine and NaOH, it reacts with iodine and NaOH. So what do we get? We get, now they go, this part, RCO part will give you RCOO, salt of carboxylic acid. Again, oxidize ho raha hai, right? Now, along with this, yellow PPT of iodoform is formed. We get a yellow PPT of iodoform. We get a yellow PPT of iodoform, and the reaction is known as a iodoform reaction. Let us see some examples. Okay, let us see some examples. Try to do this on your own now. So CH3, C double bond OH. Now, first of all, you just see, have a look and tell me whether it responds to a haloform reaction or not. Obviously, yes, haloform reaction ke liye this is the necessary functional group which must be present, keto-methyl group. Okay. Yes, here. Tell me, does it contain a keto-methyl group? Yes, it does contain a keto-methyl group. It does contain a keto-methyl group. Okay. So what is the R part out here? R part is here. So R part now up dekho. So actually what is happening out here? Let us see what is happening out here. Okay. So we get two compounds. Say one, we get iodoform. First I'll write down iodoform. I'll teach you an easy method. First I'll write down iodoform. So iska color mat bolna. Yellow PPT. Now after I write down iodoform, how many carbon still remains? How many carbon atoms were there? You follow this technique. Huh? How many carbon atoms were there? Total 2. One of the carbon gives us iodoform. So one forms iodoform means how many carbon are left? One carbon is left. So we get an acid containing one carbon atom. What is the formula of the acid containing one carbon atom? We get HCOOH. First we get acid, but acid will react with this base to form a salt like this. So we get sodium formate and yellow PPT of iodoform. Okay. Now let us do one more. Say ketone, acetone, acetone. Okay. Iodine, NH. Now tell me, does this respond to iodoform reaction? Will it respond to iodoform test? Yes or no? First you have to see, yes, it contains again a keto-methyl group, it's present, still it's present. A keto-methyl group is present. So if a keto-methyl group is present, it will respond. Okay, so first I'm going to write down again iodoform. CHI3. Don't forget to mention the PPT yellow color. Now there were 3 carbon atoms in total. There were 3 carbon atoms. 1 carbon atom forms iodoform. So 2 carbon atoms are left. So I'll be getting an acid containing 2 carbon atoms. COONE. What is the acid containing 2 carbon atom? Is sodium acetate. Bas. So think in this way. 2 carbon atom, 1 will give you iodoform, 1 carbon wala acid, formic acid ka salt. 3 carbon atom, 1 will give you iodoform, so 2 is left. So we get a salt of an acid containing 2 carbon atom like this. Okay. So this is about an iodoform reaction. This is all about your iodoform reaction. Very important again. So let us see some questions related to this. Normally, again, what did I say? Distinguishing test. Distinguishing test. So distinguish between the following pair of compounds. चलो राइट डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन. अब देखो एल्डिहाइड एंड कीटोन का डिस्टिंग्विशिंग टेस्ट आया तो यू कैन गिव एनी टेस्ट है. यू कैन आइदर गिव टॉलेंस टेस्ट, यू कैन गिव आइदर फेलिंस टेस्ट. ओके. So distinguish between number 1, say propanol and ethanol. Both are aldehydes. Both are aldehydes. Okay, propanol and ethanol. So let us see whether we can distinguish or not. Let us see. Okay. Distinguish between propanol and ethanol. So what is propanol? CH3, CH2, CHO, iodoform reaction with iodine and NaOH. Ethanol means acetaldehyde CH3, C double bond OH. So now tell me, between these two reagents, between these two compounds, which will give you iodoform taste and which will not give you iodoform taste? Yes, Niyati, yes, tell me, please, help me. Which one will give you iodoform, which one will not give you iodoform taste out of these two compounds?
So
Yes?
ethanol will give
Ethanol
iodoform.
will give, very good, because it contains a ketomethyl group. यहाँ पर तो ketomethyl group नहीं है, we have a CH2CO group. So what will you write in the first case? Simply देखो, no reaction. बस. So propanol, it does not give us iodoform taste, but ethanol, it gives you iodoform taste. Again, what is the technique? First, I'll draw iodoform like this, yellow PPT. Again, don't forget. So after two carbon atom, एक will form iodine. So we get a salt containing one carbon atom. That is your sodium formate. We get sodium formate like this. Bas, देखो. So you can distinguish between the pair of compounds like this, right? Okay. One more, huh? One more. So distinguish between, say, pentan 2 on and pentan 3 on. So you draw the compounds, you draw the structure of both the compounds. Pentan 2 on and pentan 3 on. So distinguish between pentan 2 on and pentan 3 on. Okay, so let us draw. So pentan 2 on is this. Pentan 2 on. NaOH iodine. So pentan 3 on. Yes. Now, yes, you decide by yourself which will give you iodoform taste, which will not give you iodoform taste. Which will give you iodoform taste? Obviously, first one ketomethyl group है. यहाँ पर कोई ketomethyl group नहीं है. So, what is the product? You will draw iodoform, yellow PPT. So, how many carbon atoms are left after you draw iodoform? There were 5. So, 4 carbon atoms are still there. So, you get an acid containing 4 carbon atoms. You get this. Bas. Okay, and in the second case, what are you going to write down? Bas, simply, the most easiest of all, no reaction. So yes, distinguishing test you should be very careful. यहाँ पर we have distinguished between a pair of aldehyde. Here we have distinguished between a pair of ketone. If you're asked to distinguish between aldehyde and ketone, you can use Tollens test. You can give Felling's test. Okay. Now note down one thing, guys, out here. Just note down one thing. Note down one thing. So यहाँ पर you can note it down. Ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is the only primary alcohol, is the only 1 degree alcohol which responds to this taste. Okay, so I have not done in alcohol chapter, right? I have not done this reaction in alcohol chapter. So remember, ethyl alcohol is the only primary alcohol which will respond to this test. No other primary alcohol will respond to this test. Right? Now just have a look. Apart from ketomethyl group, what type of compounds will respond to this test? Yes, what type of compounds will respond to this test? Having which functional group? Having this R, CH, OH, CH3, having this functional group. For example, if I take propan-2-ol. Okay, if I take propan-2-ol, again the same technique. Don't worry. Okay, again iodine NaOH. So it contains the required functional group now, CH3CHOH. So first you draw iodoform. Chalo, I drew iodoform. How many carbon atoms are left? 2. Out of 3, 1 will give you iodoform. So it gives an acid containing 2 carbon atoms. So compounds containing keto-methyl group and this functional group. But although ethyl alcohol does not contain this group A, but yes, it is the only primary alcohol which will respond to this. It's an exception. So it will give us iodoform. Plus 1 carbon atom is left, so I get an acid containing 1 carbon atom like this. So please note down this. Okay, so ethyl alcohol is the only primary alcohol which is going to respond to this test. Okay, which will respond to this test. So yes, haloform reaction give top priority to this particular topic. So oxidation has been done in details. Okay, tolerance test, Fleming test, iodoform reaction. Now we'll move towards the reduction part. Reduction. So one reduction we have already done it before in details. Yes. Reduction of aldehyde will give you primary alcohol. Reduction of ketone will give you a 2-degree alcohol. What are the reducing agents used? Selective lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, all those. Okay, so I'm not going to go into details right now. We have done preparation of alcohols. We have done it already. Reduction of aldehydes and ketones. Okay. By the way, what is the reducing agent used normally? Lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride, okay, or hydrogen nickel, all those reducing agents were used, right? So today we shall see another type of reduction to hydrocarbons, right? Reduction to hydrocarbons. Okay, so reduction to hydrocarbon means we have a carbonyl group like this. So by using special reducing agents, this CO group can be reduced to a CH2 group. Okay. So under this, number one reaction would be a Clemmensen reduction. Number one would be a Clemmensen reduction. Clemmensen reduction. So Clemmensen reduction में what happens? What is the reducing agent used? We have a carbonyl group like this. Just remember the reducing agent. क्या यूज करेंगे हम लोग? Zinc, amalgam, HCl. Under this condition, CO group will be converted to a CH2 group like this. So what is Clemmensen reduction? The reduction of carbonyl group to a CH2 group in the presence of zinc, amalgam and HCl. In the presence of zinc, amalgam and actually zinc amalgam is written in this way, zinc dash amalgam and conc HCl. As for example, say suppose we have acetaldehyde. So this can be used in your conversion, say. So if I carry out Clemmensen reduction, what is the product? Chalo, likh lo. I have a ketone, acetone. So if I carry out Clemmensen reduction, what do I get? Okay. So suppose I have aromatic ketone like this, acetophenone. Acetophenone. So if I carry out Clemmensen reduction, what do I get? Fine. So if I have an aromatic aldehyde, If I carry out Clemmensen reduction, what do I get? Chalo, what is the first product? So what happens during Clemmensen reduction? The CO group gets converted to a CH2 group. CO group convert, okay, CH2 group. So what is the product? First product? What is the first product?
Ethane.
Ethane. Very good. So we already have CH3. CO group gets converted to CH2, CH2, and this H, CH3. Dekho, so we are preparing here what? We are preparing an alkane. Carbonyl compound to alkane. Very important note. Carbonyl compound to alkane. Out here, what do we get? Out here, what do we get? What do you get? CO group to CH2. So we get propane. Dekho na, we get propane bus. Fine. So out here, what do we get? CO group किस में convert होगा? CH2. We get ethyl benzene. Out here, what do you get? CO group to CH2, CH2 and H. We get CH3. We get CH3. बस देखो. So these are special reductions of carbonyl compounds to your alkanes. So now, if I use normal reducing agent, what if I use lithium aluminum hydride out here? Say, I'll give you this thing, okay? So if I have acetaldehyde, ab bolo to, pura base tell me, if I use lithium aluminum hydride, what will I get? This is a normal reducing agent, yes? Kya hoga? What do I get now? Or sodium borohydride, or hydrogen nickel. What do I get out here? We know, okay, we have been studying this quite a bit. Okay, at least I have told you this 10 to 20 times, or 20 to 30 times. So remember, C aldehyde upon reduction with normal reducing agent. It's a special reducing agent. Right? CO group CH2 group में convert होगा. Normal reducing agent के साथ treat करोगे तो क्या होगा? CHO group gets converted to 1 degree alcohol CH2H. We get this. So aldehydes can either be converted to alcohols or it can be converted to alkanes. The choice depends upon the reducing agent you use. The choice depends upon the reducing agent. Okay. So Clemmensen reduction is used to reduce CO group to CH2 group. What is the name of the reaction? Clemmensen reduction. It's known as a Clemmensen reduction. Fine. Normally short notes में भी आता है. Okay. So there is another reaction as well. There is another reaction as well. Obviously here the reducing agent used is different. Okay. So number 2 is known as a Wolff-Kishner. K-I-S-H-N-E-R, not Krishna. Kishner reduction. Wolff-Kishner reduction. Second reduction is known as a Wolff-Kishner reduction. So same thing happens out here. Same thing will happen out here. But reducing agent used here out here is quite different. So number 1, we treat this with, what is the name of this compound? What is the name of this compound? Number 1. Yes, we have done it in the earlier class. What is the name of this compound? Tell me. What is this? NH2, NH2. क्या है नाम?
Hydrogen.
Hydrazine. Okay. So hydrazine in presence of ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol and KOH. So these are the combination of reagents. But the ultimate product is going to be the same. Ultimately क्या होगा? Using this set of reagents, ultimately again क्या होगा? The same thing is going to happen. What? CO group will get reduced to a CH2 group. The CO group will ultimately get reduced to a CH2 group. Okay. For example, say if I start with a acetaldehyde. Fine. So if you see hydrazine, so don't forget this reagent. Say, so ethylene glycol I'm writing as EG in presence of potassium hydroxide. Ultimately वही होगा, CO group CH2 में convert होगा. Here also we get ethane like this. So the fact is, you can either you can either reduce carbonyl compounds to alcohols. क्या reducing agent use करोगे? Normal lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, hydrogen nickel, or the CO group can be reduced to a CH2 group. कौन सा reducing agent? दो reaction, either by Clemmensen reduction, zinc amalgam HCl, or by a Wolff-Kishner reduction. But both the compounds, remember, the CO group gets reduced to a CH2 group. Okay, the CO group gets reduced to a CH2 group. Is it understood? Okay. So now number one, okay, fine. Aldol condensation. Okay. So what is this aldol condensation all about? Eh? What is this aldol condensation all about? Okay. So first of all, let us see. So aldehydes and ketones containing, okay, at least one alpha hydrogen atom reacts with dilute alkalis, Okay, aldehydes and ketones containing at least one alpha hydrogen atom it reacts with dilute alkalis. It reacts with dilute alkalis. Okay, it reacts with dilute alkalis. Okay, such as a KOH, NaOH to form beta hydroxy aldehydes or ketones. Okay, which on acidic hydrolysis gives alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes or ketones. So copy this first. So these beta hydroxy aldehydes are known as aldols. Right? Okay, so whatever compounds are formed first, your beta hydroxy aldehydes, these are known as aldols, or beta hydroxy ketones are known as ketones. Right? So first of all, let us see which class of compounds will respond to this test. Okay, aldehydes, both aldehydes as well as ketones, but what is the condition? Containing at least one alpha hydrogen atom, containing at least one alpha hydrogen atom. Aldehydes and ketones containing at least one alpha hydrogen atom. Okay, now let us see. Now we have an aldehyde group like this. This is the functional group. Now the carbon containing the functional group is known as a alpha carbon atom. So the carbon which is attached to the functional group is known as a alpha carbon atom. The carbon which is attached to the functional group is known as a alpha carbon atom. And the hydrogen which are attached to alpha carbon is known as a alpha hydrogen. So this is your alpha carbon. This is your alpha hydrogen. So this will give you aldol condensation. Okay, now let us see. Acetone. Okay, say benzaldehyde. Say acetophenone. ठीक है. Say propanol. So I've given you a list of compounds out here. I've given you a list of compounds. So let us see which will give, which will not give aldol condensation. So what is the condition? Presence of alpha hydrogen. Okay, presence of alpha. What is alpha carbon? The carbon connected to the functional group. What is alpha hydrogen? The hydrogen connected to the alpha carbon. So here, what is the functional group out here? C double, this is the functional group. So this is the alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon. So does it contain alpha hydrogen? Yes, 6 alpha hydrogen. So this will undergo aldol condensation. Now out here the functional group is CHO. Now this is the alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon. Yes, the carbon attached to functional group. But does this alpha carbon contain a hydrogen? Yes or no? Does the alpha carbon contain a hydrogen? Does it? Shall I zoom? Are you able to see it? Does the alpha carbon contain any hydrogen? Yes, yes, yes. Tell me, please. No. Why? Because the valence is already satisfied. देखो नियो कार्बन का valency 1, 2, 3, 4. So no place for hydrogen. कहाँ hydrogen होगा यहाँ पर? Because the valence is already 4. No place for hydrogen. So although it contains an alpha carbon, no alpha hydrogen. So this does not respond to aldol condensation. No aldol condensation. It does not give. क्योंकि aldol condensation के लिए at least one alpha hydrogen atom is necessary. What about this? This is the functional group. So this is the alpha carbon. This is the alpha carbon. So here we have alpha hydrogen, so this will respond to aldol condensation. Out here, this is the functional group, this is the alpha carbon. So यहाँ पर दो alpha hydrogen है. So this will respond to aldol condensation. So first and foremost, please remember which class of compounds will give aldol condensation. So which class of compounds? Aldehydes and ketones containing alpha hydrogen. What? How many? At least one. What is the concept? The carbon attached to functional group is known as alpha carbon. The hydrogen attached to it is known as alpha hydrogen. Alpha carbon का तीन hydrogen है, alpha carbon का तीन, so it will go. So alpha carbon is present, but alpha hydrogen is not present, so it will not give. One alpha carbon contains hydrogen, so it will give. Yes, alpha carbon contains two hydrogen. Yes, it will give. So which does not contain alpha hydrogen, it will not give. Right? Fine. Now I will teach you a very simple method of how to write down the reaction. So remember, hey, this is not the mechanism, guys. I'm not doing the mechanism. Mechanism is not there in our syllabus. But I shall teach you an easy method of how to draw the product. Okay, so just concentrate now. Please concentrate. The condensation means two molecules must be involved. Right? Say acetaldehyde. So one plus now another molecule. So I'll just show the alpha hydrogen out here, or I'm showing the alpha hydrogen. Eh? So if you didn't understand, please let me know. Huh? So then this reaction occurs in the presence of dilute alkali, say OH negative. So condensation means two molecules must be involved. A condensation तो एक molecule का condensation नहीं होगा. Two molecules must be involved. Fine. Now you transfer one of the alpha. This is the alpha carbon. You transfer the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl carbon like this. To draw the product, what you do? You transfer the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl oxygen. And you mark these two carbon atoms and join them by a single bond. So a bond will be formed between these two carbon atoms. क्या करोगे? You write down the formula. You transfer one of the alpha hydrogen. You transfer one of the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl oxygen, and you connect the two carbon atoms. So what is the product now? Yes, tell me. What will be the product, guys? I'll start from here. CH3. Fine. So I have CH out here. I'm going to draw CH. Now hydrogen यहाँ पर transfer add हो रहा है. So double bond will get reduced to single bond. OH. Then CH, this gets bonded to this CH2. Then CHO. I get the Z. Okay, now what is this? This is the functional group, this is the alpha carbon, this is the beta carbon. So I'm getting beta hydroxyaldehyde. What was the product we have written in that sentence? देखो तो क्या product form होगा? Beta hydroxyaldehyde. Yes, this is the alpha carbon attached to functional group beta carbon. So beta में hydroxy group है, beta hydroxyaldehyde. What is the IUPAC name? I'll start numbering from this end. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 hydroxy butanol. So it's here beta hydroxyaldehyde. This is the product of aldol condensation. Okay. Are you getting me? Yes. This is the alpha carbon, remember? And this is the beta carbon, alpha and beta carbon. Now, if I hit this with conc H2SO4, if I hit this in the presence of conc H2SO4 heat, conc H2SO4 heat, what will happen? There will be an elimination of water. Water कैसे eliminate होता है? We know that alpha से H जाएगा, beta से O जाएगा, दोनों के बीच में double bond आएगा. H2O eliminate होगा, so double bond will come in between them. So CH, double bond CH, single bond CHO like this. So again, this is the alpha carbon, this is the beta carbon. देखो क्या हो रहा है? On hydrolysis, on treatment with acid, we are getting alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. What is the name of this compound? 1, 2, 3, 4. So But 2-in-al. But 2-in-al. So these are the product of aldol condensation. How will you come to know which is the product of aldol condensation? Dekho. The product of aldol condensation must be a beta hydroxyaldehyde or a beta hydroxyketone. So yes, we get a beta hydroxyaldehyde. So it's the product of aldol condensation. Okay, so have a close look at this reaction. Now, I don't think so you can memorize this product. I don't think so. Okay, it's not possible. So you have to write in this way. So how are you going to write down the product? Write down in such a way that one of the alpha hydrogen gets transferred to the carbonyl oxygen like this. And you connect the two carbon atoms, and the product must be beta hydroxyaldehyde or ketone. हाइड्रोलिसिस करोगे वाटर एलिमेंट होगा अल्फा से H बीटा से OH दोनों के बीच में डबल बॉन्ड वी गेट अल्फा बीटा अनसैचुरेटेड aldehyde. We get alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Okay, so again I'm telling you, this is not the mechanism. This is the way how we can write down the product. Okay, so one more, one more. Okay, I love it. Shall I move towards the next topic? Is it understood? So if no, yes, please let me know so that I can make you understand. Okay, now see. So I'll take another compound which contains an alpha hydrogen atom. Say acetone, huh? I'll take acetone. CS3CO CS3. CS3CO CS3. So will this undergo aldol condensation? Yes, it contains alpha hydrogen atom. ये भी alpha है, ये भी alpha है. Now I'll use the same technique here. What is the technique? So CH3 is this. So I'm transferring one of the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl oxygen. Okay, I'm transferring one of the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl oxygen, and what you do is you connect these two carbon atoms. You connect to these two carbon atoms. Now let me write from here. Okay, so what do I get? CH3, C, this C, then one more CH3. Obviously, it has to come as a branching. CH3 तो बीच में नहीं हो सकता है. Then oxygen में क्या है तुम्हारा? OH. Now this carbon is connected to this, so we have a CH2 out here. Then C double bond O CH3. So what is this? Yes, there is the functional group CO. This is the alpha carbon. This is the beta carbon. So yes, we get again beta hydroxyketone. We get beta hydroxyketone, which is the product of aldol condensation. By the way, what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Name it. IUPAC name. What is the IUPAC name? Chalo. What is the IUPAC name? Tell me. What is the IUPAC name of this compound? So it's a beta hydroxyketone. But I'm just asking you the IUPAC name. Yes, what is the IUPAC name? Tell me. So you'll start numbering from here. You'll start numbering from here. 1, 2 functional groups should get lowest number. Now tell me, what is the IUPAC name? 4 hydroxy 4 methyl pentan 2 on. Yes, it is 4 hydroxy 4 methyl. H will come before M. Yes, 4 hydroxy 4 methyl pentan 2 on. And it's a beta hydroxyketone. Okay. Now, further, if one more step is added, what will happen if I hit this with conc H2SO4? Hit. If I hit this with conc H2SO4, what will happen? Yes. Now, from the alpha carbon, H will be eliminated. From the beta carbon, OH will be eliminated. From the alpha carbon, H is going to get eliminated. from the beta carbon, OH is going to be eliminated and दोनों के बीच में double bond आएगा. So what do you get out here? CH3, single bond C, CH3, okay, double bond CH, C double bond O, CH3. We get alpha beta unsaturated ketone. What do we get? We get alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Okay. So this is known as a aldol condensation reaction. So remember, aldol condensation is given both by aldehydes and ketones, but the criteria is at least one alpha hydrogen. And how do we draw the product? We draw the product by transferring one of the alpha hydrogen to the carbonyl oxygen like this, and we join the two concerned carbon atoms by a single bond, and the product must be beta hydroxyaldehyde or beta hydroxy ketone, which on further treatment with conc H2SO4 followed by heat, elimination of water होगा. कैसे? अल्फा से H, बीटा से OH, दोनों के बीच में double bond. Okay, so this is all about your aldol condensation, and there is every chance that this type of questions might come in. Okay, so practice कर लेना aldol condensation. So चलो ठीक है, fine. So a little bit of